G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. So we're here with another Winter of Woe Week 4 Dani Moonstar Champion Objective Guide. This is Professor X guide and he fulfills the Mutant #X-Magica objective. My Professor X is 6-star rank 2 and I did put him to Sig 1. You don't need the Awakening, but if you do have the Awakening gem laying around you might as well throw it in. High Sig isn't necessary, it just increases prowess potency when they have high power, so it is good, but yeah, not necessary. But having the Awakening just Sig 1 gives me these charges per second. You can see top left, I'm getting 1 a second. That's what the Awakening's mainly doing for me. One of the biggest strats I'm doing here is to get my ins. I am dashing back as Dani is using her medium attack, and then I'm doing light, medium, and then dashing back in the hopes that she'll dash towards me and I can do that again. When it comes to that kind of sidestep intercept, you don't have to do light, medium. You can do a medium as well to start with, but yeah, that's just what I prefer, because if you can do light, medium, dash back, it'll encourage her to, instead of using her special 2, instead just dash towards you, and then you can kind of spend more time in the fight not baiting special 2s. The main reason that I'm going for that in is because it's very safe, firstly, rather than doing backdrafts, and secondly because the alternative is to do parries. And while Professor X, when he's above 25 charges, does have the vigilance, so he can't actually miss, I just found that it's safer to not take any chip damage and play much safer and slower. The goal for the start of the fight is to build to just below a special 3 and to have 100 charges. The best way to build charges is to charge your heavy, and the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to hold heavy after the special 2 and then wait for her to hit into you and falter. So I'm holding heavy and building up those charges, and then as soon as she hits into me twice, I let the heavy rip. Anyway, back to the paused gameplay. So I'm launching the relic to then hold my heavy and then cancel into my special 2. That will start my mind control phase, and then after the special 2 I will hold heavy, wait for it to say channeling, and then launch special 2 again, and that's the loop that you want to get into. So long as you are able to use a special attack, you should be holding heavy and then cancelling it with the special once it says channeling. That's what you want to keep doing until that timer on the top left expires, or until you run out of power. Here I'm just going to squeeze in one last special 1 cancel before it expires, and then afterwards, the important thing to note after your last special is to dash back. That will refresh your prowess to make sure that they're not running out, and that completes one full cycle. Now if you have a higher star, you can feel free to get above 25 charges so you get the vigilance, and then just go ahead and use parries and kind of keep up that tempo. But here I tried to play quite safe, so yeah, in an ideal world you'd build back up to almost 3 bars and do exactly what I just did. But I opt for a safer, slower strategy because yeah, I don't want to take much block chip and I don't want to be doing aggressive backdrafts. So all I'm going for is a special 1 when I'm at almost 2 bars of power, and then I'll refresh my prowess, and then I'll build back up as high as I can and then start the mind control cycle. So yeah, you would have seen I've already used a special 1 since my big cycle. That was to refresh my prowess to make sure they're not going to fall apart. And yeah, I liked to get to 100 charges and start the cycle again before reaching like a quarter prowess left. So that's why I started it now. Even though I wasn't near that 3 bars of power, I was still high enough to kind of start it and keep those prowesses building, because the longer you're in the fight, the higher your damage is going to be anyway. So I'm just doing the exact same thing, holding heavy, waiting for it to say channeling, and then cancelling into my special 1. And then here, because I'm out, I dash back after the special 1 to refresh my prowess, because yeah, I'm out of power and my control's over. So at this point in the fight, I'm into my 3rd cycle coming up. So my objective is, because my prowess are a bit low, I'll probably build to almost 2 bars of power and then use a special 1 just to help myself build some channeling charges and just kind of be at a better spot than I was when I started the 3rd cycle. And that way I can just push back up to as high power as I can get to before they expire, and I'm pretty much guaranteed to be at around 100 charges, so I can just heavy cancel into whatever special I have and then deal massive damage. This feels like a pretty good point to say that if you do have a mutant power back boost and you want to use it, I would say feel free. It's going to be very helpful. It'll enable you to, instead of cycling special 2s and then special 1s, you can just cycle special 2s once your prowess is high enough, depending on the star and rank. That'll mean your match will be a lot quicker and even more fun. Anyway, here I didn't want to take too much of a risk, so I ended up relicking, and then instead of comboing, I just went straight into the heavy cancel into special 2. It would have been more efficient, you know, to have more special 2s if I did a combo, but then if Dani threw a special 2, my prowess would have maybe expired, and I just didn't want to risk that. So I was like, we'll bank a few prowess and reset. As I'm sure you can see, this strat is super safe, but pretty slow, but very steady, yeah? So you can get the fight down with any rarity of Professor X. You don't need, 7-star or anything. This is just 6-star rank 2. I actually did it with a 3-star as well. That was pretty crazy. That took like 20 minutes though, so I don't recommend it. But I was using this slow, safe, steady strategy. Could have been quicker, but I was just focused on getting the fight down and showing that, you can last in this fight for quite a long time if you know how to dex the special 2. So as you can probably see, Dani has, a bit less than half her health left, but there's only a minute left in the video. And some of that's just the outro thing, so yeah, she's going to get ripped in this next cycle. As you can see in a sec here, I've got a bait special 2. Vex the last bit, and I'm in, and I'm probably going to dash back. As you can see, my power here is a lot higher than it was last time. So there I just cancel into it, and that chunks her down. I do the same thing. If I was a bit higher, I could have done 2 special 2s, or if I had the power back boost, but yeah, this is just unboosted completely, and a 6-star rank 2. So 1 more special 2, and that one chunks her as well. Massive crits, 50k on just that last hit. So now I've got a bit of a decision to make, what's the best way to take her down, because the whole cycle isn't necessary, so I just decided, 1 more special 2 will definitely do it. So here I'm being a bit aggressive, and I'm just going to chuck it straight in, and good night. She's dead, no crits, but the big red numbers were enough. So yeah, that's it. That's the guide. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully you can get your solos done if you haven't already. Cheers for watching. I appreciate the support. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe if it helped you. And with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.